This is the Walther PDP Compact. Today we're going to review it. Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. If you haven't heard the news, just added to the California Handgun Roster is the Walther PDP 4-inch Compact and the 4.5 full size, which we don't have today. So I've been running the 4-inch Compact. I bought it off roster, so we're going to go over it today. I was running this gun for a good couple months, using it for competition. I've actually grown to absolutely love Walthers. I currently run the steel frame match full size for competition, and then this one has kind of just become my backup gun. If you've never used a Walther before, they are absolutely amazing. The PDP is an awesome platform. Everything about it. The slide cuts have super deep serrations, so it makes it easier to press check and rack. The mag releases are awesome. When you put a mag in and eject it, the mags shoot out. If you get the Walther Performance trigger, the break is super short and crisp. To see the break here, it's very short take up. It's very not gritty or anything, and the break is super short and crisp. And the reset, super short. And you're back on the wall. Super clean break. I love this thing. So we're gonna kind of just run some drills with the Compact, and I'm gonna compare it to the steel frame full size. There hasn't been any word yet on the steel frame coming to the California Handgun Roster, but people did ask and Walther didn't say no. So it could be coming, but we're just going to compare the two. They're basically the two opposite ends of what you could get. One is a polymer frame 4-inch compact, usually meant for like carrying or duty use. And then the steel frame, it's heavy, it's long, it's a beast of a gun, and this is what is more used for competitions and such. We're gonna put this gun through some drills. We're gonna run some drills at a close range, back it up to a further distance, see how accurate the gun is, see how we like running it fast, and then even put it through reloads, and then see how we like this gun compared to a full-size one. So let's get to shooting. So one thing I like about the Walthers is, if you're like me, I kind of prefer a more simplistic design, especially if you like Glocks. I've came from shooting Glocks before, and I just like it because there's, other than the trigger, there's no real like other controls you need to know other than just pulling the trigger. So it's very simple striker fire gun. There's no safeties. It's all you have is a trigger safety, much like a Glock, and it just takes a lot of the things that could go wrong or things you have to watch out for out of the gun. So it just makes it, it's very simple. There's a beauty in simplicity, and the gun just does what you want it to do. And you just like things simple, this is a good option. So first thing we're gonna do is we're just gonna try running some doubles at about 7 yards. I haven't shot this gun in a while since I got my steel frame. Definitely more snappy than the steel frame, but doubles wise, kind of not used to this gun, but all alphas on doubles. I had one flyer here, but a little bit harder to control. It's a little snappy. It's a smaller compact gun, so you can't expect too much out of smaller guns. They're all inherently snappy unless you're like ported and all this stuff, but so far so good. So we're gonna try running doubles on 3 targets to see how the gun is swinging it around. So that one was all alphas, 1 Charlie. Oh, so close to an alpha on that one. That was a 260. This holster is a little tight for some reason. It's adjusted to my steel frame, but we'll just try to keep it not so tight. That one was all alphas in a 254. Let's run it one more time. Okay, that one was 1 Charlie. So the gun is definitely more snappy than the full size, but for a compact gun, it feels comparable to like a Glock 19. Maybe a little bit more snappy, even with the 15-pound spring. We're gonna tape it up. I'm gonna try ripping it from a lot closer to see how this thing is when you just get, you know, into that real self-defense kind of distances. So this is about 5 yards in. We're just gonna try to rip this as fast as we can go. Okay, that one was 201, 6 shots in a 201. That's basically like a bill drill. And we got 2 alphas. This one we messed up and got 2 Charlies. So let's try running it again. Kind of lost focus on that one because of how snappy it was. It was basically a bill drill. Okay, too much hand tension in that one. We got too many Charlies on that. Let's run it one more time. That was a 203. Gotta remember, grip with your left. That was a 198. We are getting splits of 1.7, 1.8, 1.6, 1.7 with this gun. I threw high Charlie and Delta on this one. That was probably just me just ripping it too fast before seeing the dot. But other than that, all alphas. Now, let's try running a drill where let me adjust this. So this is a drill I came up with to kind of test everything. We'll start at 5 yards, 3 targets. We're gonna run back to about 25 yards, hit each target twice again, and then we're gonna run up to like the 15-yard line or the 12-ish with the reload, and then hit each target again. So that kind of tests everything at different distances, your throttle control and reloads. So we're gonna set that up and run that drill. So we set up lines in the ground. We're gonna do 5, 20-ish, and then about 12. Okay, that was in a 14.78. Let's check these hits. We got 4 alpha, 2 char. That was close. We have 4 alpha, 2 char. And that was 4 alpha, 2 char. That was close. Damn. So that's a pretty good drill. That was in a 14.78, 18 shots. I think we could run it a little bit faster. Let's try it again. See if we get a little more speed out of there. Ready? That was in a 13.78, exactly 1 second faster. Let's check the hits on that one. Ah, I see a Delta. So that's a line break, 4 alpha. 2 Charlie again, look how much closer we are this time. This one is 4 alpha, 2 Charlie. This is 5 alpha, 1 Delta. Basically the same thing as 2 Charlies, but 1 second faster. Damn. All right, let's run the full size, my normal gun. So this is my Walther steel frame match 5-inch. This thing is a beast of a gun. You can see other videos of me shooting it on the channel. So we're just gonna kind of run it to compare the 2 major differences between a steel frame full size gun versus a compact polymer frame lightweight gun. So 2 completely different guns. I'm aware of that, but we just want to see what kind of difference it makes if you're in the market for a full size or a compact. Oh, this thing just feels at home. Oh, the wind blew the targets over. Was not expecting that. Man down, man down. All right, let me set this back up and we'll run it again. Sandbags on the targets. And just enough rounds to run it one more time with the steel frame. That was in a 12.96. A little faster. Oh, let's check these hits. 5 alpha, 1 char. 5 alpha, 2 or 4. 5 alpha, 2 char. I took a makeup shot. And all alphas on this guy. But let's just try running some bill drills. See what kind of splits we get on both guns. This target has 1 Charlie on it. 7 yards. So still trying to work on that scoop draw. Let's go. That was 6 shots in a 192 and 1 Charlie. 1 Charlie. 6 shots in a 192, 1 new Charlie. Let's see, the splits for that one was 1-7, 1-8, 1-7, 1-6, 1-7, 1-8. I'm not the fastest shooter, never claimed to be, but I'm just like your average gun owner that competes or just started. So might be like just another guy, you know. Okay, 192. Let's see if we can get sub 19. That was 6 shots in a 182. Faster draw, but my dot was off to the right as I was pulling it, and I hit almost all Charlies on this one. So push the speed too much, not enough accountability. Let's see if we have enough for one more. That was splits in a 1-8, 1-6, 1-5, 1-6. Need a couple more rounds. All right, competition gun. Let's go on this target since there's less rounds on it. There's 2 existing Charlies on there. Let's go one more time. That was 6 shots in a 172 with splits of 1-5, 1-6, 1-5, 1-6, 1-5, 1-5. That one was like 2 Charlies. Let's try the compact now. A fresh target. Give the compact a fair shot. Okay. Holster might hang this thing up on the draw though. That was 6 shots in a 186. That was first shot in a 102, 1-6 split, 1-7 split, 1-7, 1-7, 1-8. So that one was 1 char, almost all alphas. Let's run it again. I tensed up right there. 6 shots in a 192, splits in a 1-8, 1-7, 1-9. I felt that firing hand tension, and I threw 2 Charlies on that one. Do we have enough for one more? I think we have enough for one more. Okay, first shot was in a 102, even with this holster sticking. That was last round. 187, first shot in a 103, splits of 1-6, 1-7, 1-6, 1. So the gun split about the same, but I mean, that's to be expected because they have the same trigger. That one I also threw 2 Charlies on that one. So that sums up shooting both guns back to back. The steel frame full size versus the compact 4-inch compact 4-inch. So big differences between steel and polymer. Polymer definitely feels lighter. Like it feels like it comes out of the holster like smoother, and target transitions feel faster. But at the longer distances, the steel frames feels like the muzzle just rises. It just comes back to where you're aiming faster. It just feels like there's like less recoil in the steel frame too. If you're in the market to buy one, definitely for self-defense, I would say go with the polymer 4-inch. Since I wouldn't be competing with this gun anymore, I would probably get ports on it. That would probably help reduce the snappiness a lot, and you probably have a pretty solid gun you could use for the range and for self-defense. And if you wanted to start competing, I would probably go with the steel frame full size, just because it feels like it's easier to be more accurate and it's like less violent in your hands, I would say. And it just seems like all the functions like dropping the mag and stuff just feels a little bit smoother. The polymer does have like a smaller grip, so it is kind of harder to get like a full grip on it. I end up like smashing the front of my fingers when I clamp down on the gun. What mods I have done to these guns is a lock grips back strap. It adds some weight to the back to just help the gun feel a little bit more like heavier, less recoil. And then also a lock grips mag well, which pair well with the Springer Precision extended mags, and then a Surefire X300, and then a Vortex Defender ST. The ST is more like a medium size. On the competition one, I have a Defender XL for the biggest window possible. And in both guns, I'm running the Walther PDT, the performance trigger, with a Springco spring kit in both guns, and that makes the trigger pull weight like anywhere from 2.5 to 3 pounds, and it makes it super short and crispy. I was able to get splits of like 1.5s, 1.6, 1.7s pretty consistently. I'm not the best shooter in the world, pretty new at this, I would say. For any average gun user, you could definitely run this gun pretty hard, pretty fast. The trigger is just absolutely amazing, and yeah, couldn't ask for a better trigger. Especially like at a longer distance, you could really like prep to the wall, and it's a very solid wall, very clean break, so it makes it easier to be pretty accurate at a further distance. And then Surefire X300 extended mag release. So definitely, like if you wanted something different than Glock, but with the same like simplicity, I would go with the Walther. I love Walthers, and this has been like a great gun. I don't think I've had a malfunction really with either gun, except for when I changed the recoil spring in this guy to like a 13 pound. But 15 pound is good, solid, no issues. And then in the competition gun, I'm running the ZR Tactical long stroke guide rod, and that's a 14.5. So yeah, these guns are pretty awesome. Definitely check them out if you're in California or anywhere else. I would pick one up if you wanted to shoot something new. If you're in the market to buy something that if it's more than just self-defense use, I would probably go with the full-size 4.5-inch gun that's now on the roster, just because you kind of get the best of both worlds. You get a longer slide, you get more gun to grip onto, and you could use it to compete. You could use it for self-defense, you could use it as a duty weapon, and you could do all the same mods to it. So if you're going with the compact, probably port it, self-defense. But for everything else, probably full size. And if you have the money, you want to start competing, definitely the steel frame. If you guys enjoyed the video, subscribe, help us grow the channel, like the video, and thanks for watching.